So that cleanup process can be a bit overwhelming. Where do you even start? How do you know what's covered by insurance and what's not?
Yeah, Kenneth Tolson is an insurance specialist and the president of Crawford Claim Solutions. Thanks for coming into the studio. This is a complicated subject. I think, the first thing you walk into your flooded home and it's probably shock takes over. But what are some important things that you're going to need to do pretty quickly, in starting the process?
Well, the main thing is talk to your agent. Absolutely report your claim as quickly as possible, but document. Take as many photos as you can of the aftermath, but take photos and take stock because you'll be asked to document the whole process from beginning to end. That is really the most important part, is to be patient. It takes time to get through this process, but absolutely take as many photos and talk to your agent and ask questions about what you need to do.
Yeah, there's a tendency to want to throw out that flooded interior, the couches, the carpet, and get it out on the street and get it taken away and get rid of it as quickly as possible. But, I've talked to some of the adjusters that you work with, and they've told me, you got to get the word to these folks to not throw things away really quickly, because, that can be, photographed and present to the adjuster to help them get all the money out of your claim that you could possibly get, right?
It's really important to both document before and after a loss. Take pictures of your home before you leave the property if you know you're going to be flooded. Take pictures so that it'll help you in the restoration process after the fact. But you're right, you can absolutely begin the restoration and mitigation process after the event, but the key is documenting, taking photos. If you do have to take things to the curb and begin the cleanup process, just document those things, take pictures, and that'll help the process along. We don't want to slow people down in that restoration process. We want to help them heal as quickly as possible, but if they'll document those things, their adjuster will work with them to absolutely make sure that it's all covered and accounted for.
Because it's a fine line between getting the picture and having documentation or living with a moldy couch in your space for too long, right? I mean, you still need to get that stuff out of your house. Nope. So you're saying take the photo and then kick it to the curb.
Absolutely, because you're right. The number one problem in a warm climate with wet property in a house is mold. So you want to begin that dry out process as quickly as possible. You don't want to slow that down, but we need to make sure we capture what is removed from the house so that we can make sure it's accounted for from a claim standpoint down the road.
You mentioned documentation. What other things are people maybe forgetting to do, or what other mistakes are we making in the aftermath?
Well, the biggest mistakes I think people made is being too hurried, not asking questions. Ask for help. It's okay. There are no dumb questions in the claims process itself. Many adjusters go through this. They go through it all the time, but the homeowner may have never encountered a loss before in their life. So ask the questions about what I should do. Don't hesitate to ask for help.
And what about contractors? Is it good to talk to your insurance agent or your adjuster before you sign a contract for repair?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of your carriers now have defined contractor networks that they may engage on this process, so there's some protection about that, but the key is talking to as many people as possible and ask for advice from your adjuster, ask for advice from your agent so that you make sure, because a lot of these contractors are brought in after the effect, come into an affected area, but make sure they're vetted and approved, and the way you do that is through talking to your adjuster, talking to your agent.
It seems too easy to fall to a scam. It's somebody that just wants to come in, take that money, and never finish the work.
Well, and transparency is the way it's exposed that. You can talk to your AG's office. There's all types of consumer protection out there available to the homeowner. Take advantage of those resources.
Yeah. Ask a lot of, that's what I'm getting from this. So don't be afraid to ask questions and make sure you're doing things right. Kenneth, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, breaking it down for us. Hopefully you don't need the advice, but if you do, at least good to have.
Document.
You probably can't say that enough because it's not necessarily top of mind during an event like this.